This is Kayye. We're at the Almo E4 AV Tour in the Meadowlands, New Jersey, and this marks the 4-year anniversary of your sort of debut of Almo ProAV in this kind of a format. I'm here with Warren Chaiken. And Warren, what is your position exactly?
I'm president of Almo Corporation.
Okay, so you're president of the parent company, yep, which not only handles all the consumer and the appliance stuff, but also manages the Almo ProAV group. And I remember you guys making the announcement at Infocom 2009, and here we were 6 months later in New York City, yep, in the Millennium Hotel, low ceiling hotel, and you guys were making your show debut. So now it's 4 years later.
Yep.
What do you think?
Well, first of all, I remember 4 years ago, you and I were talking, and we're crowded in a small hotel in New York City, trying to figure out, is the channel even going to recognize us and accept what we're doing? And you can tell 4 years later that it has. We have well over 500 people at this event this year. I think our registrations were like close to 650 people. We have 35 quality vendors. We have more training than we ever have. And it's being accepted by the industry, not only this event, but the other 3 events that we've done over the past year. So if you look back 4 years to today, a lot has changed, but really we stayed to the core of making sure that we're educating the market and making sure that we're bringing together our customers to the vendors in a very timely and very efficient format. So it's been very good for all of us.
Well, you kind of are in a unique position because you have access to the consumer knowledge base of consumer products and manufacturers and relationships out there that no other distributor has. Have you been able to call on that? And has that actually helped you, or has it actually maybe hindered you a little bit because of the fact that consumer and professional are so different in the way that they position the customer bases and even the application?
It's a very interesting question. And if you look at 2 of our key suppliers, both Samsung and Sharp, we carry both the consumer electronics side as well as the the Pro side. And what we saw even today is we had Tim Baxter, president of Samsung, here because he wanted to learn more about what's going on the Pro side. Mm-hmm. We had a number of folks from Japan come over on the Sharp side to understand what's going on, to get to understand it. And you see a convergence of the professional product and the consumer product as well. So it allows us to give our customers the best of both worlds. If they need a consumer product, we're going to recommend a consumer product. If they need a professional product, we'll recommend the professional product. So it really has worked in a positive way.
Yeah, and in fact, whether people like to admit it or not publicly, you do use a lot of home AV or consumer products in a professional environment, whether it be an AV receiver or sometimes a TV is good enough. You don't need a monitor. So you provide them the ability to do that because they do get access to that consumer line. Right now you have 35 manufacturers, but you have, I don't know how many manufacturers you handle on the consumer side, but a lot of those other companies are getting into the professional space or looking to get in the professional space. Do you see more a year from now when we're standing here talking again? Do you see that number being 40 or 45, or do you feel like this is the perfect number for you and you're riding the wave?
I don't know what the perfect number is. I know it's not 100.
Yeah.
That's for sure. It's if we find the right manufacturer that we need to find a solution for our customers, or customers are looking for a solution. So over the last year we added, I believe, 4 new premium vendors into our portfolio, and there are a couple that just didn't make sense and we decided to part company with them. So our goal is that we want to find the right partner for what our channel needs, and the number is almost irrelevant, but we're not going to end up with, like some others, have thousands and thousands of vendors, because one, it doesn't do us any good and it doesn't do our customer any good, and we need to be very knowledgeable on the products that we serve. So we're going to stay focused and true to that.
So this morning when Sam did his introduction, I believe he talked about somewhere in the range of $850 million in sales for this group so far?
In Almo Corporation, right, total. We're on a run rate to go over $900 million this year. All right. The professional group, probably, if you ask Sam, he'll sandbag it, but my guess is we'll approach close to $200 million this year in the products that he's servicing. So we continue to grow. We have a run rate close to 25% year over year, not only this year but in previous years. And what we're seeing is that we do continue to add value for our manufacturer partners as well as our customers.
Yeah, and I would think that looking back on it now, 4 years later, that you did this at the right time, because as the consumer market has definitely gone through some constraints and had issues with the economy, the professional markets tended to stay pretty flat or even increase. And you guys have helped increase it by sort of allowing access to products that normally integrators wouldn't get access to as easily without a lot of money, right? For example, you don't have to you're making the commitment to the manufacturer rather than the small integrator making the commitment to the manufacturer. So I'm assuming that if you look back on this, you would say this was a successful launch of a new division.
Absolutely. There are two things. One, the reason this is most successful is because of the people that we have in our organization. I learned from my father many years ago, our most important asset isn't the inventory we have. It's not the money that we can borrow, but it's actually the people that run our organization day in, day out. And because we have the right people, we're going to win. And it's people like Sam and the group that he runs has a very similar philosophy of doing that day in, day out. So that's why it's been successful. And if we have that, if we're staying true to our core, then we will continue to grow the business and we'll continue to win.
Well, congratulations on your success. I agree with you completely on Sam and his crew. I've known Sam for well over 15 years now, maybe 17 years. We have a mutual love for the sport of swimming, which sort of keeps us bonded there, but at the same time I have a great deal of respect for him, and I know that I can call him and be honest with him, and he can be honest with me, and we are very aligned on a lot of things. We don't always agree on a lot of things, but I know that I can trust that he's going to tell me the truth. So you've picked a great person to lead that group. Congratulations on your success, and I wish you the best in 2014 as you guys continue to grow.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. This is Gary Kayye. We're going to check out some other booths here at the Almo E4 AV Tour. Thanks to Warren Chaiken for joining us today, and thanks to Almo for having us, and keep watching the videos.